Back in 2019, there was a propane transport rollover in my county. I was contacted and asked if I would be willing to go out there and offer whatever help I could, whatever help was needed. So it took me a little bit to get over there. About probably an hour after the rollover happened, I got there. The only people on site were the driver and a state trooper that was monitoring traffic. This rollover occurred on a county road. The driver was going down the county road to go, make a delivery, because not every bulk plant is off a highway. So he was going down there. It was about sunrise when it happened, or a little bit after sunrise. It had been raining for several days. And as you see in the two videos that I took with my phone, you'll see that it was still raining that day. And that caused the ground, all the ground was thoroughly saturated. And that contributed to the accident, but it also contributed to the fact that there was very little damage, or not as much damage done to the transport as could have been. Let's put it that way. So we've attached several still photographs. I'm not sure how we'll format it, but hopefully we'll be able to get it in there to where each photograph can stay up for 2 or 3 seconds. And then I did 2 videos. One video showing how the wrecker company was able to right the truck back up. So while we were waiting for the second truck, you'll see in the video, or the pictures and the video there, no, just the pictures, there's a second truck. The carrier sent another truck and a driver and one of their district managers to come down so they could assess everything, make sure everybody was okay, and make sure that they could get the transport safely reset and make arrangements for it to get taken out to get repaired. So I was talking to the driver, and I knew this driver, and I ended up knowing who the carrier was, and ended up knowing the other driver that came out. And apparently what happened was the driver was on his way down to make a delivery. He did not get a load from my place. He had a load from another terminal, and was going down this county road to make his final destination. You can kind of see it in the pictures and see a little bit in the video. The road is not flat. It has some dips and rises. He comes over the one rise and is down in a dip. And as he just starts to go up the second rise, a car is coming the opposite direction, and this car is more than halfway in the middle of the road. This car, according to the driver, was dead center in the road, if not a little bit into his lane. Comes up over the hill. When he sees the lights, the driver just lays on his air horn, starts flashing his lights. The driver of the car doesn't react. He begins going quickly over to the right, get as far on the edge of the pavement as he can. And that's about the time the other car swerves to miss him. And by then, the ground is saturated. His rear wheels, both set of axles, get into the berm. The berm is super soft, and it just pulls the trailer off the road. He feels it, and then next thing you know, the drives are going off the road, the front tire is going off the road, and then it just lays over and slides. Well, the driver was unhurt. He was able to climb out. There was no immediate leak of any product, no fluid leaking at the time. And I can't remember, it's been, almost 5 years ago. I can't remember if the car stayed or if that driver just took off. I can't remember. Well, rather quickly. It wasn't long, like 15 minutes. The state trooper was on site and he was able to control traffic to watch things. And so I get there and we're talking, and within like a half hour after I get there, the other truck shows up. The other manager for this carrier shows up, and we all decide that the best thing to do is pump off as much product out of this car as we safely, or this trailer as we safely can. So you'll see some still photographs of what we did, how we did it. But while I was waiting, I walked all the way around everything. And I made sure that all of the internal valves were closed, all the safeties were closed, and everything worked like it was supposed to. The cage around the valves were protected. I took a photograph of the diesel fuel tank that was laying on its side because I was talking to the driver, and he said his diesel tanks were about 2/3 full, and no diesel fuel was leaking out. I went to his hydraulics. None of his no hydraulic fluid was leaking, no antifreeze, no motor oil. The side that went into the hill, it was, pretty deeply buried, but we were able to get a couple shovels, and dig out and check. And like I said, all the valves, all the safeties for the propane end of things for that trailer worked as they were supposed to. So no leaks, no issues. We ended up pumping out somewhere around 6,000 to 7,000 gallons out of the trailer. So 6,000 gallons, propane weighs 4.2 pounds per gallon. You're talking roughly 25,000 to or almost 30,000 pounds of weight we were able to get out of that trailer. By the time we finished up with that, both of the wreckers showed up and began the process of evaluating and coming up with a game plan. And it was very interesting. I was the one that helped. We decided where to hook to on the trailer or on the transport and on the truck, where were safe places to hold and to apply force and stress to. And the two guys running the wrecker, each wrecker, they were good. They were really good at their job. They took their time. They were very smart. And as you see in the video, everything went just as they had planned on it to. The one neighbor was inconvenienced because, as you see in there, the utility pole got hit, and we had REMC come out, and they came and they checked it and ended up shutting off power there, going to the one neighbor, just to be extra safe. And then they were able to restore power and get that neighbor going again. So I found the fact that nobody got hurt, the fact that things went, when something bad happens, it's always nice when worst case scenario does not occur. You can see some of the pictures when the trailer was actually set and was being pulled out. The amount of damage to the trailer, just looking at it, was all visual, and it was just some of the things attached to the trailer that got damaged. Talked to the carrier later. The trailer was taken to one of their facilities, and then they had it completely gone through, hydro tested to make sure it was all good, safe, and then they rebuilt it. So I found the whole experience very interesting, and I thought that you guys might too. You might find it very interesting because we don't get to see this side of things. And it also brings home the reality that our drivers have more to consider than just safely hooking up and loading and safely hooking up and unloading. There's always the challenges that they have, and this was one of them. And of all the options the driver had in that 1 or 2 seconds to make a decision, in my personal opinion, that driver made the right choice, because every human being walked away, and we just suffered material damage. So again, I hope you find it interesting. And so, thank you.
Brakes are locked, right? Huh? Brakes, you locked the brakes, right?
Yes, he popped the brakes.
Oh, okay. Just make sure. Okay.
Fuel tanks wanting to roll in the dirt.